Hey everybody, it's been a while. It's The World According to Girl. For anyone new to the channel, I did a series on this about a year ago. I actually checked the recording of the last episode I uploaded. It was the 15th of May. Today is the 21st of May as I record this. And the reason I've come back to it is because it got an update. And I'm shocked. I think it's just a language update, but I wanted to check it out because apparently the English has been improved. Because my main criticism of this game was, it was actually pretty fun, kind of interesting. Not sure the balance was all there, but the language was so annoying in places. To be fair, this is, I think, a Chinese game. It's Chinese or Japanese, one of the two. East Asian, certainly. And there's some things lost in translation, but I want to see what this language update brings. Also, for those interested to not, do this a disservice, they've added, maybe it's Japanese actually, because they've added simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, German, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. So if one of them is your native language, and you didn't really check this out before because, maybe you couldn't follow the story well enough, you couldn't understand the game well enough, then now maybe the time to check it out. Also, there was a big English translation revision, so let's see how good it is. By the way, just again, for those who didn't see the series a year ago, this game is brutal. It's so unforgiving. You can feel like you're on a great run and then just lose. Like, you can feel like you're so far off the pace. In fact, I only ever beat the game one time, and I beat it on, like, not the easiest difficulty. There's two alternate endings. I got the easier of the endings, and I didn't go back and do the other one. Not sure how many episodes of this we're going to do. I mainly was just intrigued. Almost a perverse interest in how improved the language truly is. By the way, if anyone's booting this up for the first time, it will boot up in Japanese, I think. If you need to change it, fourth option down, and then it will say English in English here. So you just have to click on this options here, but it'll be in Japanese for you. So just in case, you get stuck at the first hurdle. Anyway, let's take me into a game. I've never done non-story mode. You can play the game with skipping the entire story. But we're checking out the English, so I'll let the story play as well. In a near future that has seen the end of the world, a plan to send a girl to space, the final beacon of hope for all of humanity, was set into... Oh. Basically, the gimmick of the story is we're in this post-apocalyptic world, and we're training this girl to go into... to space, and we're kind of this organization that's trying to shield this girl off from knowledge that everything outside the city is basically just Mad Max, right? The world has been destroyed. I can't actually remember what the event was that caused it. I think it was like a massive, solar EMP or something like that. But basically life as we know it is over, and the people that are surviving outside the city are doing so, fighting over resources. And there's this settlement that's been built basically around training this person to go into space and save our planet, speak to, I think, extraterrestrials. Maybe there was something about aliens in it. And she's all one hope. And this program has gone through multiple iterations, and this is us trying to get this iteration of the girl to pass. So one of the endings is actually, you just fail. The World According to Girl, let's go. The girl. Commissioner. Wow, my breath is all white. Yes, well, it is colder on the mountain than it is where we live. So it's even colder up in the skies? Indeed. In space, the temperature is about minus 270 degrees Celsius. I'll have you know it's minus 273 degrees Celsius, or 0 Kelvin. Very close to absolute zero. Eek. That would freeze my breath, wouldn't it? It'd freeze more than your breath, little girl. See? Commissioner? They know. Alright, good. This makes the stars look bigger. I used this scalescope. I used this scalescope when I was a kid too. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Come look into it. The lens... Man, the English has improved, but my English has gone downhill, apparently. Come look into it. The lens is focused on the moon now. Ooh. Strange. I'm seeing the moon for the first time. You've always been looking at it. No, what I was looking at was the moon spirit. And this is the moon. I see. Yes, that's the astronomical body of the moon. The only such body that's attracted by the Earth's gravity. Well, in an episode of QI, actually, they told people that there were like 4 moons. Do you like it? Well, what's wrong? I guess as long as we're on Earth, we won't ever be able to see the Earth this way. You're right, just like how you can't see what you look like. I want to see it one day. Knowing you, you'll definitely be able to see it. I hope you're there too when I see it. Maybe. Now, what do you want to look at next? Okay, I believe none of this affects the story, but you'll have this gimmick. I think it's showing you the gimmick of the events you're going to get through the deck building phase, where you get a choice of 3 answers, and some of them can give you a positive effect, some will give you a negative effect. So, there's the faraway galaxy cluster, planets in the solar system, or I can look into someone's window. We'll look at planets in the solar system. Right, let's have a look at Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system. How big is it? 11 times the size of Earth. But even more incredible is the fact that Jupiter weighs 318 times more than Earth. Is 11 times bigger but 318 times heavier? Yes, why do you think that is? I'll bet Jupiter is packed really full of stuff. Packed full, well, I suppose that's one way to describe it. Alright, it's ready, take a look. Man, I have to admit, I remember doing this the first time, and the translation, you could kind of get the gist of what was going on, but there were some funny elements. Now it seems completely comprehensive. I fully understood what's going on. So you're saying she's making good progress? It should be going according to plan. Yes, without a hint of trouble. Excellent. Do you understand what your role has been given? To raise the girl to be the most talented person in the world, and in doing so save the humanity left on this planet. Remember, the fate of the world rests on your every action. The amount of money we put into this could have kept the rest of humanity alive for 100 of years. Remember that. Just this one method. Foolish. It's nothing. Although, since it looks like we're done, would you mind if I left? I'm in charge of a parent-teacher conference tomorrow. Fine. We have 7 years until the final stage of the plan. We're expecting this not to end up like last time. Of course. I'll have the secretary send word of any further developments. You may leave. Thank you. Okay, immediately off the bat, English definitely improved. Worthy of a 1.1 update. Hey, sorry, I'm late. Wait, I don't think outsiders are allowed at school. Your mum asked me to go to the parent-teacher conference in her place. Oh, okay, thanks. Your parents seem quite busy. Now let's go talk to your teacher. Yep. 6 year, huh? I guess it's already been a year since you became my tutor. Right, I guess it's been that long. Are you feeling nostalgic? Huh? You keep looking into all the classrooms. Oh, the school. I suppose so. Schools always have a special air about them. That's probably where the nostalgia comes from. Inhales deeply. The air? You'll understand once you're a bit older. Did you go to this school too? Yes, I did. Did you see any teachers, you know? I think I've heard the principal hasn't changed from when I went here. Oh, what about your homeroom teachers and stuff? No, they're not here anymore. Come, it's time to head to the meeting. So she'll be going straight into junior high? Yes, that's what I've heard from her parents as well. Her grades are fine, so there isn't really anything to discuss on my end. I see, I suppose we're done then. Yes. That was quick. Didn't even have time to relax. She's that bright. Is it okay if I leave now? You have plans? Yep, I'm hanging out with a new friend. Well, I need to talk to your teacher a bit more, but there's no need for you to stay. Thank you. Now, you were her homeroom teacher for her 5th year as well. Yes, Commissioner. Is there anything you've noticed about her? Some sort of teacherly intuition? Intuition? I'm sure you already know this, but this entire city was built to raise this particular girl to the most talented person in the world. Yes. The catastrophe of 20 years ago altered the movement of the Earth's crust, splitting the Earth open, and the anomalous electromagnetic clouds that filled the skies destroyed the entirety of our computer-based society. As a result, scientific civilization was destroyed, And I've heard that the best even the city could do was to maintain this 21st century cityscape. Yes, this city was built to be mankind's last hope. Get all of humanity's smartest people into this one place and pretend to her that this is normal, that every city in the world is like this. Of course, for that reason, the faculty at this school have been carefully selected as well. Yes. So what are your thoughts about her, as someone who was selected from amongst all the teachers in the country for this role? There's no doubt she's incredibly bright, but I have noticed she sometimes looks. Her facial expressions seem to be too mature, somber. She may be feeling different from the other students. I felt that myself back in the day. You too? You've heard of the previous plan, have you not? She was chosen to bear this responsibility in my place. Well then, I'll be heading out too. She'll be in your hands for another year. Yes, of course. Okay, so this actually gets to the gameplay loop now. I think from now going forwards, maybe I'll just read a little bit less of the story, because I've done this before as a series. If you want to check this out and get the full story yourself, why not check the game out? It's on Steam right now. I don't know what its cost is on the store page. Let me just... Oh, never mind, it's not happy I alt-tabbed it. No, let me check on the store page right now how much this costs. It's currently on there at discounted 20%, £5.75. That seems honestly a reasonable deal to me compared to what you get from the game. So this starts the gameplay loop. We're going to have to get this girl to pass exams each school year. And I think each school year is split into like 6 seasons. And at the end of it, you have a test and you have to pass the test. And this is what the auto battle is about, is getting us stats via cards that will allow us to pass those tests. So this is our secretary. We're now in year 1, season 1. So a conclusion of my report on the activities at headquarters. I see. Do you remember the Abigail test? This is the yearly test. Yes, it was designed by linguists in the past to test people's potential for communicating with unknown entities. Exactly. I've heard you took it in the past. They're doing it this time too? Yes. In fact, the plan is to administer it once a year. From this year onwards. Do you know what the test evaluates? How would I know? I was just the one taking it. You're right. Well, I'll explain. The test mainly qualifies and evaluates 4 characteristics of human nature: intelligence, kindness, charm, and vitality. The 4 characteristics are measured in an interview session with 4 examiners. The Institute has set the passing threshold to be the score you yourself received when you cleared the Abigail test in the past. I see. I suppose I was being measured, quantified in that way as well. I apologise. It doesn't matter anymore. Continue. Yes. If she clears the target values for these 4 characteristics, she'll be more likely to pass the test. But even if she doesn't clear the target values, she can still pass it as well in the interview session. Which also means that she can clear the target values but still fail if she doesn't do well in the interview. You're right. If she fails the test, that is the end of the plan. They haven't told me yet what happens to the city. Spoilers, it's not good. Think of another plan, or simply wait for her demise. The city has been created solely for this girl, to raise her into the saviour of humanity, and yet we must do all of this without her catching on to the plan. What do you personally think of this plan? I've been told that the most important part of the plan is raising her to have a pure heart. For that to happen, she must never know the artifices of the plan. I do understand. I myself learned of the plan and ran away after all. Well, never mind. There are people who have come to this time as well. There are people who have come this time as well, correct? Talented personnel who've mistaken this city as a sanctuary. Why don't you show them to me? People who have heard rumours about the city have arrived near the city. We've selected some personnel who we think would be useful. So these are the cards. We try and improve her. These are the 4 stats, by the way: intelligence, kindness, vitality, and charm. And she's currently got a G rating in all of them. We're going to try and improve her by giving her people around her who also have abilities. So, for example, the clumsy chef, the skilled photographer, they will both work in something called the commercial area. I think there's 5 areas in the game. They will occupy that area, and if we pass a dice roll, basically, on these areas, a wonderful child will gain these stats, which will gain 1 vitality, 2 charm, 3 kindness, but no intelligence. For the skilled photographer, she'll get 2 int and 3 kindness. The woman seeking love, she sits in the residential area, and she provides 1-1-1-2. Then some effects have certain classes. For example, the clumsy chef is a merchant, and there will be some abilities that revolve around having multiple people within a class. Woman seeking love and skilled photographer, they don't have any class, or a subclass for that matter. If we get the clumsy chef, he will cause a small emergency, which is a small misfortune. There are some cards that trigger on an emergency, so this is kind of good to trigger those effects without getting the downside of the emergency. Because I think this does basically nothing. You can have this Advent that takes place when the person is acquired. Area you select is exhilarated this season. So this is new text, and I think it's an improvement on the English, whatever was translated before, sorry. It still seems really weird, but sometimes you can get an area that basically has like a crit roll, I suppose, associated with it, where all the stats get boosted in that area, and this will give you a free boost, basically. And you get to choose what gets boosted, so it's pretty powerful later on in the game. And the woman seeking love, you can spend 2 seasonal costs, which is what the awakening effect is, and she can cause someone to disappear from the city, i.e. she can cause you to discard her and someone else from the deck. Then I can change the cost of a season cost, so that will go down from 5 to 4. And this is kind of like your action point cost. Or we can skip, which will give me 1 additional season point cost. Don't worry about the plan intensity index and the exposure risk for now. We'll deal with them in a moment. But I'm going to grab Woman Seeking Love because there are some cards that can get added to your deck, and I don't think there's been any balance changes, but they are run-ending, basically, if they get into your deck. So we've hired the Woman Seeking Love. Will the city have what I'm looking for? The Abigail test will be conducted at the end of the year, at the end of Season 6. This is the passing score for this year's Abigail test. 130. Alright, so that's what we'll have to prepare for. Yes, the fate of humanity is in your hands. By the way, the music is a bop in this game. Let's figure out the schedule for this season. Okay, so here are the 5 areas, and you can do certain things in each area. You can either energize them, which will raise up the percentage of the area. You can suspend, which means you stop doing any activity in that area and you will not get any points. Or you can activate a special ability. You can only get access to this special, though, by activating the area, if you know what I mean. And the activation requires for you to roll like more than 50%. Sorry, I'm explaining this really badly. When we've done all the season costs and we're ready, they'll do a dice roll, and the chance of activating an area equals these percentages. So when I energize it, it'll raise that percentage up. So let's say I wanted Park and Garden. I could raise it multiple times, and there are other modifiers that affect the raise, but it only goes up by about 10%. And I take this up to like 74%, let's say that. Then I have a 74% chance of activating this area. There's a 32% here, 27 here, 43 here, and 17 here. If you activate an area, it also affects the fatigue of the area. And as fatigue goes up, it affects your exposure risk and your planned intensity index. Now, I will admit, it's been a year. I don't exactly remember the full mechanics behind this. It's not really explained particularly well in the game. I believe, if I remember, the exposure risk is your percentage chance at the end of like a season of the girl finding out what happens to the city, you know, what the plan is for her. And if that happens, she ends up getting drugged and she loses tons of her score. So it's basically a huge debuff if this happens. So you want to minimize the exposure risk as much as possible. Your exposure risk goes up more the more the planet intensity index goes up. And you get more rewards the higher the planet intensity index is. So it's like balancing between getting good scores, but not exposing yourself enough that the girl will find out what's going on, and getting her mind wiped with the, you know, the Men in Black flashing light stick. Because that will just hurt her stats. And if you get hit by that event, probably 2 times at least, you're done. Your run is over. You will not be able to win. I think 1 time you could probably recover from, but man, the Abigail test is brutal. More important is this other menu. And from what I remember, this ended up being like the most important menu in the game. Firstly, you can upgrade your city. It says right now that the city level is 1, and it costs 7 to upgrade it, and it's 7 season costs, so I can't afford that right now. Every season that goes on, this reduces by 1, so we will upgrade the city later. And it's super, super important to upgrade the city. I learned that this was the most important thing to do, because you can improve the quality of personnel that come to your areas, is so to speak. Every season you get to pick 1 from 3 cards, and they're typically pretty bad at first, but if you can improve the quality, man, there are some good cards in there. For example, right now you can see that the Woman Seeking Love card is in the residential area set, and she's affected the stats we'll gain from the residential area to 5-1-2-1. And that's because it's the residential area's base stats, which I think is 4-0-0. 0 plus whatever she gave, 1-1-2-1, which makes 5-1-2-1. Quick maths there for you. Other things in here, you can do a survey to discover new personnel. You'll only get a common card for this, and it costs 3, but it's not bad to pick some people up early. If you upgrade the city, that can be improved to give you like rare and super rare people. You can also see your deck. So right now we have 1 Woman Seeking Love. There's then the item list as well. We have no items right now. We'll get some item cards later. And then manage memories. So this escaped me at first, but again, this is possibly the most important menu in the game, and it's just hidden away. You can get these memory quest things, and this gives you MP, so memory points. And these are achieved by doing certain things, like ending with a planned intensity index of 50 or higher gives you Drama 1, and that gives you 10 points. End a season with at least one area at 100% energization gives you 10 points. And so on and so forth. Rank up, you get some more points. These memory points can be used to buy these memory resources. And the resources will give you multiplier buffs to your Abigail test. It's like a game within a game. You play this stat boosting game, and then when you've got your stats boosted by the cards and so on, you do the Abigail test, which we'll definitely see in this episode. And the Abigail test is using those points you've earned to pass the test thresholds for certain investigators. Spoilers, they are investigators in kindness, intelligence, vitality, and charm. I think you need to pass 2 of them for a success and 3 for like a great success. Those multipliers though are huge because it's so hard to pass off raw stats alone. And some of the things in this multiplier list are like times 2.5, and you get to affect it like 4 times or something. It's crazy. So I'm going to be looking at trying to get as much MP as possible and building up this base of cards. The first Abigail test is a bit of it. I'm not going to say it's a freebie. I definitely have lost in the first year, but it will jump dramatically. I think at year 3 is the one where it goes insane. Anyway, without further ado, I think the first thing I'm going to do is a little outside survey, and I'm going to search for another card. So this will cost me 3 action points. I can get a Thinking Leg, which is an automaton, and it's Exodia, by the way. You have to collect 2 arms, 2 legs, a body, and a mind, and you get Super Robot Extreme. The Solar Company has got an ability called Awakening, and an Awakening is you spend 4, here it says 4, so you spend 4 season cost, and you awaken this card, and it will convert to Camper Duo, and you can see Camper Duo here is 2/2/2 in all stats. And if you awaken him again for 8, he becomes Quartet, which is 4/4/4/4. Personally, I think this card is kind of bad. I think we did learn as well, there's a lot more cards that help buff Charm and Kindness. They were typically the builds I went for. Vitality seemed to be really hard to make work, and I think Intelligence was like, eh. So what I think I'm going to do is grab, and by the way, these operate in different areas, so this is Entertainment, Commercial, Park and Garden. I think I'm going to grab a Thinking Arm and improve the entertainment area. Now you can also focus, like let's say right now we've got a residential person, we've got an entertainment person. I might not try and pick up any cards for Park and Garden and just never try and activate it. That is another, route to success. So I've got 2 points left. I think I'm content with the 54 roll here. Let's try and pick up residential, so I'm going to energize it. Takes it to 47, I'll confirm that. Yes, please. Thank you. I think 50-50 rolls aren't terrible early on. And you know what? We'll try and actually, we'll take a risk here. We'll take entertainment up to 32, and we'll take a bunch of like coin rolls and a roll on a D3 and a roll on a D4, and now we'll say get ready. So the city's bustling this season. The girl feels the energy of the residential area. So we rolled a success on residential. We rolled it in commercial. We rolled it in park and garden. And industrial, we got the 20% roll. We missed out on entertainment at 32. But because we passed those tests, we get scores in each of those areas, and they'll be added to the girl now. That one, the 5, 1, 2, 1 will go onto the girl and boost her stats. The 0, 4, 0, 0 went onto the girl, added to the stats. And you know, you can see the rest. And these are the stats we got overall. So we've got 6 intelligence, 6 kindness, 3 charm, 6 vitality. And we have a yearly goal. So the game tries to like say, listen, bud, you have to be at like these levels to have any chance of progressing. Also, it gives you memory points, so all's good there. And then after this activation phase, we get an event. And the events can also give you buffs. I will be honest with you. I don't remember all the event outcomes are anymore, so I'm probably going to fail some of these. By the way, also my intensity index went up by 2. Alright, time to study. I'm ready for my tutoring session. What should I teach her? So you get to choose what I'm going to teach in, so you can raise a certain stat. I think because I said charm and kindness is typically easier to raise, I'm going to try and grab some kindness. We'll get +2 kindness. Something. Great teacher I am. Wow, that's amazing. Taught her well. So you get a stat increase. Hey sir, what's DDT? DDT, huh? It is dichlorodyphenyl trichloroethane. It's also a wrestler. It was an original wrestling move by the wrestler that was called the Insecticide of the Ring. It works really well as a finishing hold. Huh? Take that, Avalanche Brainbuster! What? Where did that ring post come from? The Avalanche Brainbuster is dangerous. So, oh, that was a bad chat. So I failed the thing, so it increases the plan intensity index by 3. Good morning, sir. Well, you're as energetic as always. I mean, the world is full of so much life. So the birds in this book, what are they like? Alright, this is more of the story behind everything. As I said, watch my first playthrough in worse English, and you basically get the gist of what's going on here. If you want me to do another full playthrough of this game, let me know in the comments, and then maybe I will read everything and I'll call it like Season 2 of this game. Oh, speaking of which, Season 2. Right, we get to pick another person. Growth Spurt Girl. She's changed. That wasn't a name before. Oh, what was it called? It was great. It was like Growing Up Kid or something like that. In 5 seasons, she'll turn into a random personnel rare of hire. So she'll improve. Well, I say improve. There's a chance she'll improve into a better card for us. We have the Woman Seeking Love again, but I don't really need the Woman Seeking Love ×2. I think 1 is fine for now. And the Driven part-time work, he'll go in Park and Garden. And Comeback, energization rate +10% for Park and Garden. So this is one of the triggers that I was talking about. If you have an emergency, this effect will go off. I think I'm going to grab the Growth Spurt Girl. She also has the student tag. I'm going to be the coolest adult. Alright, another schedule for this season. Alright, by the way, if you thought it was complicated before, it's still getting more complicated. Here are some of the effects for the classes, by the way. So if we get, I think it's, 5 automatons, we get a maximum cost increase by 1. So there's a reason to pick cards of the same class. For students, she decreases the exposure risk by 1 every season, which is pretty powerful. Because I said, this is your big loss condition. Anyway, the city level cost is now 6. And here are like the base stats. I don't know what dictates the base stats. I think it might be a random roll between like 50 and 0, but don't quote me on that one. I'm going to hire some more personnel. Energization rate +3% for residential area. And she's a student. And then we have the Young Spoken Word Act. Okay, who's an entertainer. He confers charm +1 permanently. So every time an event goes off, he gets better and better. He's actually a pretty good card for park guard in an area. But I think I'm going to grab the perfect attendance girl. No, 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 I'm going to be late. We'll lean into this student's energy a little bit more. Then I've got 2 points left. Let's grab residential again because it has so many of my stats here. And I'll take a lark at the entertainment as well. Notice my plan intensity index is going up because I'm trying to activate these areas multiple times. It's not good to have one completely stacked area because it becomes so hard for you to, you know, do it without the exposure risk going up that you're basically screwed. So I'm probably going to try and like raise the stats in at least 3 of the areas, if not all 5 of them to some degree. Right, she got residential, and only residential. This is a bit of the RNG in the game. But we got good RNG in the first season. I think this was fine. We hit one of our like 50-50 rolls. We missed the other one, and we missed out on 40. It works out about right in the end. Oh, and I got a memory point because I didn't see quite what it was. It might have been activating an area a certain number of times, but that's also pretty good. Right, we're going to teach her again about some more kindness right now. And she's gained some kindness. In terms of the stats, normally I would say try and crank one of the stats up really high, but don't do it at the expense of like just only having one super high stat. I think you need like 2/3-ish. Oh, I say this. I'm pretty sure when I won the game, I giga cranked all of my stats and I got into a broken build. But you'll get some good success if you have one. I think it depends how big the one is. In the early game, you need a little bit of breadth, but as the game goes on, you want your memory points just multiplying one huge stat. I think it's the fair way to go about it. Right, we now have some more cards. We have the Broken Down Machine in Entertainment again. And he explodes and disappears after 3 seasons, so he has insane stats, but it's for a short-term, you know, gain. We have a Thinking Arm. We already have an arm, right? We do, but we do need 2 arms if we're going to make Exodia the Forbidden Mech. And Bikini Model who loves wine. Plan Intensity Index +2 when personnel affects girl. So I think... Oh, and she's also got a subclass of a Ruffian and Entertainer. I believe her gimmick is she has pretty good stats, but the problem is that if you activate an area with her in it, the Plan Intensity Index goes up, which will increase your exposure risk. So it basically makes the game harder. However, we can somewhat counter this by getting students. However, I think I'm just going to grab another Thinking Arm. And let's try and keep getting this mech synergy going. We're supposed to release some special supplies from the headquarters. So these are some of the the item cards. And the left is, what is your cost? It says cost to use. So this costs 0. A survey team on motorcycles hire 1 common personnel. Cost 2. The bell tolls for 7 PM. Cool, time for the concert. 100% energization rate for the entertainment area. So we can spend 2 to make the entertainment area 100%. We're guaranteed to pass it. Or budget request. This just isn't enough. Cost +1 for the season. This gives me 1 additional action point. It's actually kind of an interesting one. I seem to remember from the builds I was doing, and I can't remember the specials, but I remember one of the specials being giga busted on one of the areas. And to get the effect to go off... Oh, I remember what it was now. The effect affected the girl's raw stats, and it like just doubled them, like flat doubled them, but you needed, I think, 10 points to activate it. So having these budget requests was very useful because you could send 5 of them off and just instantly activate it, and you'll get a huge boon in stats. But that's very late game. Give me a survey team for now. Okay, we've still not got any hotspots yet. Now, the city level up is 5 this time. I'm just going to upgrade the city. So, currently we have the guard, emergency prevention at 5%. We've not had an emergency yet, but they're an event that I think is on a random roll. And it can cause catastrophic events, really. Some of them are, like, for example, are like, this area can't be activated. Or your action point cost gets reduced to like 2 or something like that. or increase exposure, just stuff like that. Personnel effects plus 3%. Upgrade the city to make it easy to hire better personnel. Oh, that's just general, sorry. Any level to the city lets you improve the personnel you get. I think I never quite figured out exactly how these work. I think Unity affects the final points that are applied. So rather than getting a 1-for-1, you get like 103% of the stats that were on the residential. Communication, I think, increases the stats that they were at the beginning. I seem to remember liking Unity for getting more stats. And I used to try and bump guard up, but I don't think it was as good a strat as I thought. I think just leveling up the city quickly was a good stat, though. We'll get Unity up. So, like, I think now we get 3% on top of the 6-4-4-2, which obviously at 6-4-4-2 is pretty negligible. I can't remember the way the rounding works, so it might round up and give you, like, the 1. Anyway, we have no season cost now. However, I do have a card, and I'm going to just activate it immediately. And it gives me another person. I don't want a skilled photographer right now. Oh, by the way, when you pick people up on this screen, I'm not sure if the advent goes off. Don't quote me on this one. I'm pretty certain you lose the advent effect because it's too late for it to trigger. So I'm going to grab Growth Spurt Girl. Another student, but she's going to evolve, so we're going to lose that student synergy potentially. And then we'll let the, we'll roll the dice. We hit entertainment, we hit industrial. Sure. Okay, we're going to keep... Well, charm is coming up now, but I'll keep leaning on kindness for now. Okay, some more law. And another person pick. Okay, comeback. Exposure risk minus 3% for season in Park and Garden. She's another ruffian, and she's also a student. I wouldn't mind getting a few more students. So I might pick her up. I haven't really been activating the Park and Garden area right now, but it's because we've not got anyone there. If we get delinquent student, then maybe we'll do it. I seem to remember that the class Ruffian has a similar thing, where you collect personnel of the same class to get the effect. But I think it's a downside for Ruffian, so you wanna be careful with how many Ruffians you grab. Anyway, we'll grab the delinquent student. You believe in me? Right, some more special supplies. Tricky Book. Doesn't teach you anything you need to know in life. Confers intelligence plus 2 to selected personnel permanently. So you can buff a card to give it plus 2 intelligence. Pretty powerful. Really, there are no side effects. Confers vitality plus 4. So it's like Tricky Book, but gives plus 4 vitality instead of plus 2 intelligence. And 100% energization rate for the Park and Garden at 2. Neither of these are really stats I'm leaning in on, but we have some decent intelligence. I might be like misdoing this, because maybe the vitality builds have been buffed since I last played this. I don't remember seeing any patch notes though for card buffs. Vitality definitely used to be the hardest one to gain. But you know what? 0 mana plus 4 versus 0 mana plus 2. I'll take the vitality thing. And I'm going to use that as soon as possible. Now, we're going to apply this Power Vitens, not to one of the cards that's going to evolve, or leave, potentially. So this is going to go to Perfect Attendance Girl. The robot will change as well, or Delinquent Student, I think. I will give it to the Perfect Attendance Girl. So now, she's got a bit more book smarts via drugs. She's been taking Adderall or something. I can't remember where I want to be on the old stats right now. I've got 3 seasons left, 4, 5, and 6. And then we have a test. Where I'm in the old memory point situation, we're on 5. So I must have ranked something up. Oh no, the goal is affected by an exhilaration area once. Never happened. I don't know why I got those 5 points. Whoops. Right, she's been affected by an area 10 times, currently 7. Some of these we're going to get passively. End the season with 5 more costs is pretty expensive for those 5 points. End season with intensity index 50 or higher. 100% intensity. So we should probably grab one of those cards to get a 100% energization rate, because it will also give me these 10 memory points. Say Livy. Alright, I think I'm going to grab some more people. I still can only get common at level 2 city. Dreamy-Eyed Florist, Advent, obtain 1 random item. This card is cracked, but her Advent effect won't go off right now, I believe. So it's kind of pointless to get it. I do like the Singing Developer as well. Decreases the cost of city level upgrades by 1. But again, I don't think the Advent goes off right now. So I think I'm going to grab Growth Spurt Girl again. And we're kind of hard rolling the dice right now. We've got 3 of them are going to evolve into random things. And a lot of our eggs are lying in the residential basket right now. They are at 0.1 fatigue as well, which is never great. I'll energize it to get this to 50. But notice right now, because I keep getting the residential area active, my planned intensity index is going up pretty quickly. Everything else is at 50, I'm content. You know what? We'll energize Park and Garden. We're basically taking 5 dice rolls. And by dice, I mean coins. Coin flips. We hit commercial, we hit entertainment. I'd say a little bit, you know, unlucky. But sure. Right, give me some more Warm and Devotion. I think I remember at the end of Season 1, you want to be getting to about 40-ish on a stat. Hey, sir, when you see something flashing, don't you want to just go whoosh? Whoosh? More like BAM! Okay, or what are you saying? No, I'm going to go with more like BAM. Now, it doesn't help that I don't remember what these answers were, and also they've been changed. The English on them has been improved. More like BAM for me. And then you go, yow! After that, I go, ping! Huh, I see. That was so tiring. Hey, good chat! Perfect. What a teacher I am. Alright. Broken Down Machine. I don't really like the Broken Down Machine. If it was going to get me to Automaton 5, maybe I would consider it. Oh, we have 5 students though, so we are reducing our exposure risk right now. That will change soon though. Maybe. Yes, Ruffian's a debuff. Okay. By the way, this is the first rare card we've been offered. The text behind it being... Sorry, the box behind the text being blue indicates that this is rare. These are commons. There's then purple for, you know, epics and orangey gold for legendary. Drunk Security Guard. He works in commercial, Awakening 5. All area are suspended for the season and exhilarated the next season. So basically, you don't get any improvements to your character for a season, but the season afterwards, everything gets like a point boost on it. And he's of the class Guard. I think I'm going to grab him, because I don't really care about the other 2. And maybe we'll try and use the effect later. How about a drinker? They won't find out. Still no emergencies, by the way. That's insane. Okay, give me more personnel, please. Oh, Dreamy-Eyed Florist, please show up at the start of the year. I think she's like the best card. Certainly the best common, sorry. I think I'm going to grab the Park and Garden Young Spoken Word Act. If we ever get an emergency, he gets 1 charm permanently. And right now I'm not guarding the city particularly well. So the likelihood of an emergency happening, not that low, honestly. Do I have an item? I just don't. So I have 2 points that I can use. I guess I'll bump up entertainment. And we'll do it again. It's giving me 8 charm right now. It might lead to charm being my highest stat. But it's early days. I'm fine with 2 decent stats. Holy shit, I just hit industrial. I don't think I've ever buffed industrial yet, and I've hit it, I think, almost every single time. Missed out on some 50 rolls, a bit unlucky, but we acquired 10 MP. Very nice. Right, what are we going to teach this time? More about kindness, please. Okay, so sometimes you get these events. The girl makes contact with some personnel. So she talks to the delinquent student who's confused. And it's basically the same thing as the other events. You get positive stat boosts if you get the right answer, and you'll get a negative one for a bad one, I think. It might actually be for this one, you might just get a raw stat and the stat you get depends on which answer you pick. So this might give me kindness and your future is bright. Or you have to start planning for your future now, might give me intelligence or something. We'll give you, you've got a bright future. Okay, that gave me intelligence. And some memory points. Very nice. Okay, final season. Idol candidate, I remember you now. So this is a special card. You need to get... every 5 idol candidates you get, they polymerize together and fuse to form a top idol. And then every time you hire personnel, you get +2 to one of the top idol stats, I think, permanently. It's insane. I'm taking idol candidates. Yes, the Abigail test is coming. No. Okay, that's not an emergency. That's just saying the Abigail test is coming up, dummy. Right, entertainer. Increase parade occurrence rate by 7%. I don't know if I ever figured out what parade occurrence is. I believe, and I could be wrong, there are emergencies in the game. We've not seen one yet, but they're pretty frequent. I think very rarely, instead of an emergency, you get a parade, and this just increases the chances for those events to happen. We've also got a guard, which increased emergency preventions rate. That's pretty big, honestly. So grabbing another guard wouldn't be the worst thing. Sure. There is a part of me, let me just check where my managed memories are. I forget which one I normally try and buy. I remember ephemeral means you can only use that one time. I think I normally try and get to... 1.5 speaking ability to choose from 4 memories. I seem to remember the overflowing memory being the one that I went for. By the way, it's a typo, I appreciate that, but damn sight better than it was before. And I forget what... oh, temptation down here. The next examiner will ask about the characteristics of this memory. Persuasion. Ignores examiner question and interest. Oh, maybe that's what I went for. I tried to grab persuasive and then tried to grab, like, overflowing or indivisible. I seem to remember getting raging as well, where you get like half the roll, but you can go from 2 to 8 times. So at the very least, you get what you would have done, but sometimes you get like a super score. 0.8 will respond to all examiners. I don't think I ever went for this one. Either way, we want to get more than 23 MP. I don't think we worry about this for now. I was just toying with whether or not it was worth leaving 5 season costs on the table to buy a memory thing, but it's not worth it because I'll only get 5 points and I can't buy anything with that. So I'm gonna buy some people. Oh, I should have bought people. I should have upgraded the city. Oh well. Turns out it's worked out pretty nicely. I'll pick up another idol candidate. 3 more, and goodies happen. And then we'll buff entertainment, and I'm gonna hit residential as well. Low chances, but if they come off, man, we get big scores. We hit residential, park and garden. Industry always wants to go, and the growth spurt girls evolved into an idol without an audience. And we ranked up charm. Nice. I guess that's another reason for not just tanking all other stats. You want to get memory points, and you get memory points for leveling through things. This game is just a balancing act, right? I'll keep picking up kindness. It's still my highest stat, only just. We're going to play rock, paper, scissors. We always go for rock. Please. Okay, we got the neutral answer. Do you want to see a tutorial for it? No, I don't remember how to do this. So this lets you buy memory points, but I'm not going to do it. We just looked at that menu. Right, we're interviewing for the Abigail test. All right. So this is, I think, 7 turns. I should have checked that. So an examiner is about to ask me about kindness. So we want to match kindness with one of these memories. So we're basically going to give them an answer. I can either answer right now with intelligence, and this is basically a drawing from a deck of int, kindness, average, vitality, and charm right now. If I'd bought any other cards, they would be added to this like answer pool, and we could draw from those as well. So this is showing me that we're going to get a boost for answering kindness because we got asked about kindness. And then we're going to give this answer to the interviewer who's looking for kindness because we'll get a double boost then. So they're asking about kindness. I give the answer about kindness, and I'm going to give it to the kindness examiner. And it gave me 70 points. And this is showing you how the breakdown was. It was like 42 from my number times 1.3 times 1.3. Sometimes your personnel can help you as well. So my residential area sent their wishes. So my intelligence response is boosted this turn. It's still only 27 intelligence, so it's not great. We did get asked about it, so I'm going to give intelligence to the intelligence lord. Gave me 45. I'm only looking at passing 2 of them, by the way. I don't care about the rest. The true, like, great ending, I think you have to get 3 people to pass on every single exam. And you lose, like, a season from year 2 onwards. It's so hard to do. Anyway, so someone's asking about vitality. Vitality is my lowest stat. Kindness, I also forgot about this. I think the opposite of kindness is vitality, and the opposite of charm is intelligence. So if someone asks about vitality and you give them kindness, you get a debuff to it. So I think that's why I'm getting a debuff in kindness now. They ask for vitality, I'm offering the opposite of it. So it'll give me a lower score. So instead, I'm going to give them a charm answer because my charm is 37. And rather than give it to the charm lord, I'm going to give it to the intelligence. Oh, actually, I'll give it to the kind lord because it isn't being debuffed for them. So I got 37 points. That's just my raw charm stat. They're asking about vitality again. You do sometimes get screwed by this. Average, I believe, just taking the average of all your numbers, but I'm not actually 100% certain about that. You basically can't get a buff on top of it though, so it's a little bit weak. Anyway, I'm going to give charm to the kind person, and that will pass them. Right, we're getting intelligence boost again, and we're being asked about intelligence again, but I have not been offered intelligence. So instead I'm going to use my kindness, and I'm going to give it to the intelligence lord. So he had a matching focus, but it wasn't the thing that they're asking for, so I think I just got the raw value. Anyway, I'm basically going to give everything to intelligence now. Charm, I'm going to give kindness to intelligence lord. And this is the last turn. Okay, we got a double boost there, very nice. What did you ask for? Sorry, intelligence. So I was really unlucky. I got asked for kindness 1 time. Anyway, we should pass now. Yeah, sure, the examiners, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember exactly why they're wearing, like, curtains, but I'm sure there's some law reason for that. Alright, shut up. And then at the end of the year, you get a reward. If you pass more examiners, you get better rewards. Drowsy Premonition gives you a redo on an Abigail test. It's pretty bad, honestly, in my opinion. I only say this because eventually the thing that's going to break you in this is just not having enough stats to pass the test. I think next season it's like 450, the pass rate. But then the one after that is like 2,000. It's a huge gap. Like, it's a crazy, crazy leap. It might even be more than that. So getting a redo is honestly pointless. You want more points, I think. Personnel common, pretty weak. 2 random items, it could be good. It's random. Give me 2 random items. I got Mirthful Perfume and Mirthful Perfume. Cool. And then you get a bit more, story, a bit more lore about the girl and her family, and about, the areas outside the city. Again, watch my first playthrough and you'll get an idea of what's, going on in the game. Anyway, Year 2, Season 1. I now have a Thinking Leg, another automaton, a guard, the danger sensing expert. So every advent effect while we have this card doubles. However, if there's ever an emergency, she leaves. So she's like, a double-edged blade, right? I do like, though, to roll the RNG. I do need a Thinking Leg at some point. I'm not super hot, though, on the Exodia, the Forbidden Mech. Another guard, though, decreases my The decreases the likelihood of me getting an emergency, so I'm going to grab her. And please don't give me an immediate emergency. Yeah, the second test, 650. Thanks, game. I knew it was more than I thought it was. Okay. So the commercial area has had a request. They want a holiday. They want time off. Which is astonishing since I've barely activated them. But sure. I will spend 1 time to suspend the area. So now I have a 0% roll. Like, I can't get commercial activated. But I've met their request, and I think we'll get some memory points for it. What I want to do, though, is upgrade the city. And let's get... You know what? Since I just got the Crisis Sensing Expert, give me Guard this time. And we got a new survey location. So now I can get Nearby or Outlying. Outlying gives you rare cards at a 70% chance, but it costs 1 more. Sadly, I can't afford that. We only have 1 point left. I will dump that into, I guess, Entertainment, because it's where most of my stats are right now. How can I fail, right? I'm on the mean number. We hit Residential. I missed. Alright, the girl grew into a passionate event staff. Vitality levels gives me some memory points. Very nice. I'm kind of considering going into the charm build. I feel like I've got more charm on the board now than kindness. I don't think this matters too much right now. As the game goes on, then you get more of an idea of the line you're taking in your build. You know what? Give me some charm. And in fact, Vict is pretty high as well. I mean, this is a pretty broad build right now. What message is the book trying to convey? Is Ivan the Fool? Oh, God. I don't know. Ivan the Fool. It's socialism. Bit on the nose. I gave her the right knowledge. Perfect. These answers don't mean anything. So basically, the girl is ill, and I think it was something like she asked us if she can do something, and like we can either go back to sleep, or do you want anything while you're asleep and just dodge the question, or when we get better, we'll do this. Ah, that's right. She wants to see the stars. Okay, so Advents are doubled. Decrease the cost of city upgrades by 1, so we'll get a decrease of 2. The other one, I don't know if this works. Actually, I think it does work, so we could get 2 areas exhilarated. I've still not seen that yet, but I have to take this. Upgrade the city is the winner's choice. Oh, baby! Oh, we did get the residential area exhilarated. Occasionally, a random area will become exhilarated, become a hotspot. When this happens, the person in the area will be even more motivated, and it gives 1.5 times bonus. So, Residential 9... Residential right now is giving... Sorry, I was laughing at the numbers. It had to be 9669. So we kind of want this to, you know, hit off right now. I could level the city up as well, but I do need to get some points right now. So instead, I think I'm going to take a risk of getting outlying people. And here we go, we're getting some rare cards now. Oh, Advent, Higher Idol Candidate, or Awakening 5 Higher Idol Candidate. I'm going to take this, but I'm pretty certain you don't get his Advent ability. Or, I hate that it sometimes offers the same choice, but say Livy. This is also one of the rare leader classes. I don't think there's any common leader cards. I think they're all rare or higher. Give me the very strict manager. Oh, it did give me the criteria. I told lies and untruths. Maybe it's if you take the one that provides an emergency, it doesn't go off because it's too late. But we hired 2 idols. So that means I've got 4 now, right? 4 idols? They're entertainment. I do. I have 4 of them right now. So 1 more and they fuse. Very powerful. Then... I mean, the entertainment is still more stats. But we'll try and hit a hotspot because I think there's an achievement for it. Like a memory point achievement. I'll take this up to 87%. We hit entertainment. I missed it. Also, just got an achievement for drank lots of milk, which I assume is getting growth spurt girls to evolve. How have I not got this achievement yet? Oh, they've evolved into Protector of the Future Joy. Nice. I don't even know what that card is. I don't remember it. Right, what are we going to teach her now? Charm has gone above kindness. I think for now, though, I'm going to keep the kindness going a little bit longer. It's nice having two big stats. All right, it's always rock. She won. I've got to motivate it. It was the correct answer. Beautiful. Oh my god, decrease. Oh, get an item. They're all cracked. I want all of them. Can I have all of them, please? Oh, this is a hard one. I think Dream-Eyed Florist is slightly better than Singing Developer, but man, it's close. What's Engineer give me, sorry? Decrease passing score by Abigail test. That's actually pretty powerful. What about Merchant? Do I have a Merchant yet? I have no Merchants. The items can be so good, though. I'm going to grab it still. Man, Singing Developer, I'm sorry. You know the symbolism for the Star of Bethlehem? I got a Poppy and a dense book. Oh, entertainers are making a parade. Nice. So I think this must be the parade event. God, it's so much easier to understand now, this game. Yeah, okay. Okay. How much are we on now? 38 MP. Cool. We're definitely going to upgrade the city. I say we're definitely going to upgrade the city. It still costs 5. Maybe I'll... We have got a parade going now, and we're going to get some pretty good scores. It's kind of a free crack at the dice. Or hire more people. Or I can even activate the personnel effect. Like, I could get... In fact, I might do this. I can awaken this guy to hire an idle candidate, and it will evolve my idle candidate. So that in the future, whenever I grab more people, they will improve further. Also, what are you? Oh my god, you're a legendary! Stats for all ruffians increased by 2 times. Ah. Okay, I'm going to awaken you. Nice. I use polymerization and they turn into one true idol. So anytime now I hire someone, that person will get +2 stats. Very powerful. And I don't have any of the specials unlocked still. So I think I'm going to raise another stat. Let's get entertainment raised. They are getting a little bit fatigued. 2 coin flips, 2 D4 rolls, and we only lose on a 1. In fact, it was 3 coin flips, effectively. Hit residential, hit commercial. Oh my god, I feel like we're getting a little bit unlucky on the 50-50 rolls right now. Acquired... Oh, girl has been affected by an area 5 times. Cool. Okay, we're on 70-70 right now. Keep the kindness going, but I think we're getting close to flipping over to charm. Do you know what comes after 3.14 for pi? Oh my fucking god. 3.1... 3.14... 1592653... No, I think it's this one. Nice! No, I gave it the wrong answer. Not nice. I don't know pi to like 8 decimal places. Are you crazy? I'm a nerd, not a super nerd. Alright. Energization rate +2% for all areas. That's pretty good, honestly. Trades away raw stats to make every area easy to activate. Ruffian stats, though, were improved by another card I've got. Also, I've grabbed enough entertainers to get the parade rate going up. I didn't realize that. I think I might just grab passionate event staff, and it's not just because the nameplate is blue. But the more my areas activate, the better the girl becomes. This way to the venue. Special supplies from headquarters. Oh, I forgot to apply my plants and stuff. I'm dumb. Give me in the basic survey team. Hiring people now is a huge benefit to me. For multiple reasons. Okay, so the dense book is +4 intelligence. Then plus charm, plus kindness. I forgot to apply all of these things. I'm really dumb. Let's crank. There's a part of me that wants to crank the entertainment, but I said we shouldn't focus on 2 areas. I need at least 3 to play with. So I think what I'm actually going to do is start cranking... Oh, I should crank my ruffians. I should crank Delinquent, because she gets a stat boost from the legendary. We're going to give her a glow up. Yes. Oops. Enjoy the perfume. I guess I should actually do this first. Advent will go off twice, but unfortunately these aren't great ones. I can take the intensity index down back to 0. I guess we'll do that. I'm pretty certain the Clumsy Cook one won't go off because we're already beyond the emergency stage. Maybe that's what I was mistaking it with. I don't remember. It was a year ago. And Poppy her as well. And that's it. So now my... Where are you? My Delinquent student is offering 8, 6, 12, 4. But it's been doubled by... Oh, it's been doubled already. That's what it's been shown as. So these are her stats doubled by the Protector of Future Joy. That is crazy. She's cracked. Look at my parking garden now. It's so good. Anyway, I'm going to upgrade the city. And I think this time I'm going to take the communication. Let's just do a very broad strategy for the city. Because I don't remember exactly what everything does. If you're in the comments and you've been playing this game for like a year, or if you were a passive viewer and knew far more of the game about me, let me know like what each of those things do again, because I can't quite remember, except for the guard. I remember the guard reduces the likelihood of an emergency occurring, which we've still not seen yet, by the way. Very rare, honestly. I think I remember getting them all the time. And I'm pretty certain that the plus activation just increases the stats these start at. But I can't remember what the other one is. I think it is the stats that they provide when activated are increased. Which may mean my first buff was pointless, but whatever. Whatever. Anyway, with my 2 remaining points, let's get... You know what? Get Park and Garden going. Give the other places a little bit of a rest. So the only one I don't really care about right now is Industrial. I guess Residential is also pretty weak. Let me take Entertainment up. I'm just slightly worried that I'm cranking this one too high right now. We hit Commercial, we hit Entertainment. Alright, we've unlocked Dancing Mad. That is the special for this area. So once you've activated an area, I think 10 times, you get their ultimate. I don't remember what it does though, so hopefully it tells me in clear English. I'll take Kindness again, it's my highest stat again. +1 cost for the season, I get +2 cost for the season instead. Cost -3 for the season. Oh. That's really bad. I just remembered, that's terrible. So this one will reduce my season cost by -3, but because my advents are doubled, it'll actually do -6, i.e. I'll have 0 cost. But anytime the emergency goes off, we get a season cost. So he's basically there if you want to do an emergency build, I suppose. So yeah, we don't take the slacking off worker, we will take the professional task manager, and I'll take my 2 cost up front. I could change the card at a cost, I could skip it, but I think for the most part just grabbing the card that's offered to you is great. Unless it's truly heinous. Right, Industrial is exhilarated. Unfortunately, I have no one working there right now. I have 8 season costs right now. That is huge. Hire a person. Ruffian, self-destructing man, gains +4 to all stats when plan intensity index is 50 or higher. That's too risky, and I don't really want more ruffians. I'm happy with the ruffian I've got. So by that logic, I'm going to take a professional task manager, who I believe will bring my cost back up to 6. She is. So she's basically paid for herself in a really roundabout way. We bought 2 of them, and they brought it back to 6. By the way, I think you can only do this one time, yeah. So even though I've got the cost to do it again, I can't. Let me just have a quick look as well at the top idol. So she's not currently sat at 3737. Unfortunately, I don't get to pick the stats that she gains, but as I said, I don't mind getting 2 broad right now, just for the early game at least. Also, I only lost 1 of the idol candidates. What? Is that true? Maybe it's when I get to 9 next, we'll get another one. I'm pretty sure if you get 1 more, you just don't keep stacking up top idols. I think that would be busted. Anyway, I might crank one of these to 100. And I might even do it in the industrial area, because I'm pretty certain you get points for hitting a... I thought you got 1 for hitting an exhilarated area. Yes. Exultant, 5. So even though this is going to give me pretty low points... Oh, actually, before I do this... Dancing Mad. Would you like to use the special ability? Increase the energization rate of all areas by 10. So it costs 5, and it gives you 50 effectively for that 5. Pretty... I guess it stops your plan intensity index going up super high. But we'll do it this way. Nice. Takes it to 100. So Industrial will 100% go off, and we'll get a bunch of memory points for that, because it's 100% and a hotspot. Perfect. Entertainment... You know what? I'm going to suspend you while your fatigue is a little bit high, and it's not super high. I think we're controlling the game pretty nicely right now, and we'll take Park and Garden up to 52, and I'll take Residential up to 49. We hit Residential, we hit Commercial, we hit Park and Garden, we hit Industrial, we hit everything we could have hit. I rolled the 29 roll, and Charm ranked up again. And here come all the memory points. Oh baby, 35 memory points. That's really, really good. Let's keep kindness going. It's funny how... Oh, what does this mean? Fair is foul and foul is fair. Fair is foul. I should know this. It's a paradox. It's individuality. It's a mistake. It's Shakespeare. That's why I'm so confused. How did I know these answers when they were in, like, broken English? I'm going to say it's individuality. It's about how everyone has different sensibilities, like how something that might look pretty to one person might look vulgar to another. I see, so do you think this pen is cute? It's slim, light blue, I suppose it's cute. It's Smurfette. Alright. She seems pretty happy. It was the right answer. Brilliant. At least in the context of the game, it was the right answer. Ooh. Plan Intensity Index plus 6 when personal affects girl. Advent. Plan Intensity Index plus 20 causes the emergency space-time turbulence. Right. This is a scary, scary card. Especially because I've got double Advent right now, so I get plus 40 to the Planet Index rating, which will increase my exposure. What this does, from what I remember, the emergency small space-time turbulence, it gives you a redo of a season. So basically you get a free season. However, I'm pretty certain it doesn't duplicate the effect of space-time turbulence. Or, like, at least maybe 2 go off in the same season and they both, you know, go off at the same time, so you only get 1 benefit from it. So basically I've been cranking up my intensity by 40 for 1 additional season. And anytime the industrial area activates, the plan intensity index goes up by 6. So he's going to make that area really hard to activate from going forwards. And he'll kill my doubling Advent effect because it'll get an emergency. Therefore, the Crisis Sensing Expert will leave. The Shady Antique Dealer. Maximum cost -1. All stats are equal to the number of items in your possession. So he's 0, 0, 0 and will stay 0, 0, 0 because I have no items right now. But it does mean if I get an item that I deem as bad, like one that would crank up intelligence, let's say, I could just choose not to use it going forwards, and he will get stats. Maximum cost -1. I think that means my season cost number goes down. I think this might be a rare occurrence that I take nothing. I don't think I want to change it. I think I'd rather get the season cost increase. So I'm going to skip. Skip my rares. We're getting a parade. And the Abigail test is in the chapel after this. Oh my god, the parade is so nice. And yeah, we have 7 season costs now because I skipped the card draw. But I still can take one through the outside survey. Her stat changes according to the girl's ability ranks. This personal stats change from 0 to 6 every season, so she's just a random number generator. We've already got one of her as well. So Woman Waiting on a Hill, I don't know exactly how this works. I don't know if it was like 0 at G and 1 at F and 2 at E. I guess we can find out. She'll get better as the game goes on, and I'm hankering for the end game, so let's pick her up. Where are you? You're in the residential area. So yeah, it's 1, 2, 2, 1. So I'm pretty certain a G would have been a 0, and an F is 1 and E is 2. She's not terrible. Like, that's a pretty good stat line, honestly, even at this point in the game. Then I think we're going to crank some stats up here. I really want this entertainment to go off. Let's turn that to 100%. That'll give me some big numbers, and the last point I don't really care about, to be honest with you. I guess I'd rather Industrial get hit just for the memory points. Did I get everything? Oh, we've unlocked the Park and Garden area, Twilight. We did. We hit every single area. A rank up in Vitality. Man, we got plus 66 Vitality. As much as we got in Charm. And my memory points are going through the roof right now. Okay, kindness at 225. You know what? I might start cranking up a bit of Charm as well now with it. Yes, we will set unassigned memory points this time. We have 148. So I could get Raging Memories. So it'll half the score, but can go up to 8 times. It's a bit of an RNG roll. 0.8 speaking ability, but you respond to all examiners. I don't think I've ever taken this one before. I think this would be good if you were going for like the super duper ending, but I'm not going for that one. Persuasion ignores the examiner's interests. I think I'm going to grab this Raging Memories. And you have to select an attribute. I'm going to put it in my highest one, so Kindness. So we're looking for Kindness. Alright, game? Kindness questions, please. We have a Charm boost for this term. We have a Vit boost. So they want Vitality. Brilliant. And they didn't draw me the super card. You didn't even give me Vitality. So instead, I think we should choose Charm and give it to the Charm person. Charm is up again. Oh, All-Stars. I don't think I remember that one. We didn't draw the super card again, and I didn't draw Charm. So we're going to choose Kindness. I'll give it to the Kindness person. Oh my god. You're asking about intelligence. You did give me the intelligence card. I'll give it to the kind person as intelligence. Please give me a good roll. Kindness up. didn't draw it one time. This is horrible. I'm going to give average to kindness. Okay, kindness has passed. I still think we're going to pass. There we go. I got the Raging Memories finally, and I got it on the bad question. I got it on intelligence. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'll take charm and give it to the charm person. I have 2 turns to get 100 and something points. We're good. There we go. We've been asked by charm. Not kindness again. I guess I'll give charm to the charm person. 314. And final turn. Intelligence. So I never got asked about kindness. And I think that's just unlucky. But we'll give it to the intelligence lord. So we got 112, 112, 112, 112, 112. So we went off 5 times. Out of a potential 8. Pretty good outcome. So we passed 2 people. I will take 2 random items, please. Cool. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is split the video here. I used to split it after year 3, I think. But we spent a bit of time going through some of the English in the early game. If you want to see more of this... you'll see another episode of this, the climax of this run. But if you want to see another run, namely a run that, I go through all of the lore and stuff again, and I'll put it as a different playlist. I'll call it like Season 2, The World According to Girl, and maybe I'll call this like Season 2, Episode 0 or something. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments below what you want me to do. And I, but your humble servant, will respond. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.